You know that feeling when you've collected some gear, get your stats up, get excited for more, and then you die? Of course you do. It hurts a lot less if you've already got loot stashed somewhere safe. Building storage for our precious stuff is easier than you might think, so stop hauling that red barrel into the woods and collect some sticks instead. Building a shelter with sticks might seem laborious, but it can be done with very basic tools such as a knife or a hatchet, or even just a pair of gloves, as long as you have a rope. Combine 4 sticks and a rope to create a shelter kit. Place it on the ground so that all 4 corners are roughly level and you can start building. Now you need to collect 4 long and 50 short sticks. You can turn long sticks into short ones by cutting them with your tool or snapping them with your hands. Add everything to the shelter and then hold F to build it. It might take several attempts to raise the shelter, just try different angles and distances while constructing it. A good place for a shelter makes it blend in with the trees, and of course it's good to have the surrounding foliage break the line of sight so it can't be seen unless you get close. Combine that with building it somewhere that sees little foot traffic and you've got yourself a solid hiding place for your loot. If you plan to resupply here as a fresh spawn, then keeping it away from wolf pack territory is also a good idea. According to the wiki, these improvised shelters will despawn after 1 week if you don't interact with them, so keep that in mind if you don't play frequently. Right, so you've got a stick shelter or 2 and are ready for more. This is where storage crates come in. To build a crate you'll need a saw, nails and an axe or a hatchet, all of which can generally be found in industrial buildings and sheds. Use your axe once on 2 large trees each to yield 2 wooden logs, then use the saw to cut them into planks. You'll need 8 planks and 16 nails to craft a wooden crate. Crates can often be placed on the ground in such a way that they're blocked from view by trees. I find this to be a great option if you can locate a group of 2 or 3 conifers whose branches overlap near the ground level. The recommendation to place them in the low foot traffic area applies here as well. It's possible to place crates in such a way that they clip into each other, making a whole stack of them look barely larger than a single crate. Just pick up all of the crates one by one and drop them back on the ground without moving. There is another option when placing your crates, and that is to bury them. And for that you'll need a shovel, a pickaxe or a farming hoe. Burying a crate leaves a small mound which blends into the environment and can be all but impossible to notice, especially from a distance. The catch is that whenever you want to interact with the crate and its contents, you'll need to dig it up, and then bury it again to hide it. This cycle of backbreaking work degrades your shovel. You need to be careful how often you use it, especially when the shovel's condition drops low. If it becomes ruined, you might find yourself with a crate you can't bury again and no good way to hide it. Not to mention you won't be able to access your other crates at all until you find another digging tool. As such, buried crates are more suitable for stashing gear you won't need soon, such as backup weapons, spare mags or dozens of spark plugs. Also keep in mind that if you don't interact with them, your buried crates will despawn after 12 to 14 days. This is increased to 45 days for unburied ones. Since we talked about burying crates, it's worth mentioning that you can also bury dry bags and dry sacks, ammo crates, protective cases, leather bags, cooking pots, and first aid pouches. Good luck stashing your loot, and don't bury your spare shovel. Oh, and make sure you always check your surroundings before